Hello, welcome back to the greenhouse at home. It is the evening of the solstice. It is the 21st of June. It's Father's Day here in the UK, and it's also our 10th wedding anniversary today. I chose the summer solstice so that we would have lovely light. As when Mark and I got married all those years ago, our evening reception was on one of the Ullswater steamers in the Lake District. And we had it for a few hours in the evening, and it was amazing. But a long time ago now, I said to Mark this morning, it feels like 10 minutes ago and 100 years ago at the same time, like we've lived a lifetime in between, and boy have we. We really have. Anyway, I am in the greenhouse this evening. We've done quite a bit of work. Mark has done an awful lot of work. I've done quite a bit of work. And yesterday we sorted the garden out because it was very overwhelming. A few days ago, I, in my infinite wisdom, decided to rearrange the pots. I got them all out, and then I didn't know where to put them back. And they seemed to multiply. I seemed to pull them out and then suddenly find there was more to put back, which is absolutely not the case. But and I got very overwhelmed, and so Mark lined them all up for me along the edge of the lawn so that I could see what was what. And then yesterday he put the trellises up on the kitchen wall so that I could tie in the roses, which I've done, and I'm not very good at doing it, I must admit. I always leave it too late, and then the roses, all the plants have grown in a certain direction, and so the leaves are turning now. Some of the leaves are backwards facing the wall, so they'll turn, and the plants will adjust. But they're still in the right direction now, and I think things are looking better. But let's catch you up on the kind of work I've been doing. So this is what we started with. It was a very windy day. Everything's a bit messy, but it's a garden. It's a family garden. It's what they're like. This area I really like. Now I've put it back together, but it is a bit heavy on the purple. So I'm going to be moving things about again. I'm editing this a week later, so I know I've got some plans to change things. I've been editing the borders a little bit, taking some things out. The perennial cornflower was growing over the top of my Veronica. It had fallen over. The Naughty and Melton pastels has since this video come out as well. I've just edited things down, taken things out, cut things back that are finished. That campanula has been cut back now, and it was beautiful. It was really lovely, and that'll go in the ground for next year. So this is how the pots ended up being laid out by Mark, just so that I felt a little bit less overwhelmed and I could put them back a little bit easier. And this was the next day. This was the Saturday. He was putting the trellis up. He did a good job with it because it's all really different sizes, so he did actually make it look even at the top, which is the bit you're going to see. So yeah, that was really good. And then this gave me the opportunity to weed the pots as well, because this year's compost, it just seems to be growing a lot of weed seeds, but that's all right. It's part of gardening, isn't it? And Stevie agrees that he did a good job putting those trellises up. And this is how it was much calmer later on in the day, but I'll show you more later in the video. And then he did actually do a really good job clearing out the greenhouse for me again. He did want to do this. He looks like he doesn't want to, but it was his choice, not mine. So today, before we got this done, we actually went to visit a garden called Breezy Knees in York. We went with my parents and the kids, and we've been before, but it was September, I think, of 2020. The dahlias were out in full force. They were amazing. But it was 2020, so things were a little bit different then. It was really nice to go back and see how it had changed. And I actually did remember an awful lot more of it than I actually expected to. But it is an absolutely incredible garden. It was featured on Gardener's World a few years ago. Adam Frost went, and that might still be available somewhere. But yeah, it's well worth a visit. It's near York, if you are up this end of the woods. And you should definitely visit. It's really lovely, and I got a little bit of footage to show you around. Yeah, so Breezy Knees in York, well worth a visit. And actually, there is a plant nursery there, and it was really nice. They had some beautiful things, lots of things that they've got in the garden that you walk around and admire, and it's really lovely to see things. There was a campanula that I was very tempted to buy, a beautiful bluey purple one, and it was all over the place, and it was actually placed with euphorbias, and they absolutely looked incredible. The sort of lime of the euphorbia and the purple of the campanula was just beautiful, but I didn't buy those ones, but I did buy a couple others, but you'll have to wait till tomorrow morning to see that, which for you will be in a few minutes, seconds, whatever. But I'll show you tomorrow when I show you all of the other plants that I've got that need to find a home in the front garden, because as you know, the front garden's pretty full. But I have been doing some work in the front garden, and I've been making space. There's been lots of weeding to do, so obviously that's great for making space. But I actually fell out of my front door the other day. I fell off the step and sort of twisted and landed on a antirrhinum. And I put my hands down on the floor. Thankfully I did, because I landed with my eye about 1.5 inches from a dead Salvia amistad that was buried in amongst the antirrhinums. So yes, antirrhinums lost that fight, but thankfully I managed to keep both my eyes, so that's really good. Now, I also went through and removed some Welsh poppies, and I'm going to remove some aquilesias. I did remove a few small ones, but I'm going to remove the big ones that were flowering this year. Now, they've gone to seed, and I never ever get rid of all the aquilesias. I don't want to. They always grow again, so don't worry, but we do have some really lovely perennials that really could do to get out into the garden, so that's what we're going to do. So that'll be what I show you tomorrow. Now, though, you can have a look at some of the work I've been doing in the front garden up to that point. I want to show you this rose as well. This is the Lady's Blush, and I absolutely love it. It's a David Austin rose, and it's just stunning. Looks really lovely with the white antirrhinums and this pink geranium. It's got a scabious in front of it as well, and a lovely colour coordinated flyer in the background that seems to have found its way in there. Right, so now it's time for me to go off and do some mum jobs on a Sunday night, like bathing the kids. So, I'll see you in the morning. Peekaboo! Good morning. It's Monday morning, and the kids are at school, and it's time for me to get cracked on with the garden. It's going to be a hot day today, but it's a little bit overcast at the moment, so it's quite nice. So, my perennials, I've got so much to plant out in the garden, and I thought I would just share with you a reminder of the things that I've got to plant out. So we've got 6 astilbes, I've got about 9 thalictrums, we've got delphiniums, we've got geums, achilleas, a couple of leftover tomatoes, but I don't think they're going to go in anywhere. We've got geums, coreopsis, verbena bonariensis, I've got penstemons, scabious, lots of Nepeta, and actually Nepeta was, it featured very heavily at Breezy Knees. It was everywhere and it was absolutely incredible. It looks lovely, and I do think it is my favourite plant this year. Every year I seem to find a plant that I love. I also have a verbascum that I've bought that I absolutely love as well. So that might be another one, another contender for this year's favourite addition to the garden. We've got Salvia, Caradon and Emerosa. I've got Rose Campions. I'm trying to see what I've got. I've got Shasta Daisies. I might have already said that though. And then I've got the two plants that I bought from Breezy Knees yesterday. And the first one is something that has been recommended a couple of times to me by subscribers, by some of you guys. And when I saw it, I was like, yes, there it is. And it's this, Verbena Bampton. I'll show you a close-up. And it is really pretty. I mean, there were some more striking plants, but I actually just thought it's so delicate and lovely. It is another purple plant, which I don't need more purple, if I'm honest, because purple is featuring incredibly heavily in the garden, but I do realise it is a colour I absolutely love. And as I've said before, it's the contrast with other colours that I enjoy so much with purple. That's really what I love. Oh, I've got a free weed. But yeah, that was lovely. This was £5.30. It's a 2 litre pot. And yeah, it says bushy semi-evergreen perennial, dark purple leaves with spikes of lavender pink flowers, summer to early autumn. So that's wonderful. Grow in any moist or well-drained soil in full sun. 90 centimetres high, 60 centimetres wide. And it's lovely. Verbena officinalis grandiflora Bampton. So yeah. So thank you to those of you who have suggested that one. Yeah, it's lovely. I would have bought more, but we don't really need more. I like to buy, you know, I know you should buy in 3s and 5s, and I would love to, but given the space that I've got and the plant kleptomania that I appear to be suffering from, I need more. So that's why my garden's kind of the way it is. You know, we're never going to have big drifts of the same plant. It's going to be very much a collector's garden rather than a garden designer's garden. And next up, another salvia, because you know I love salvias. This is Salgoon Lake Flamingo. This was £12, but it is so beautiful. I absolutely love it. It's like Amistad in terms of its form. Let's have a look at this one then. Glossy aromatic leaves are topped with showy spikes of violet pink flowers for months from summer into autumn, ideal for containers or sunny sheltered border. Height 50 centimetres, spread 50 centimetres. So yeah, and you would remove the deadhead, the flowering spikes, as you do on other plants like this. So yeah, it's just beautiful. I love Salvia Amistad. I've got one growing over there, so this one will make a very welcome addition to the border. I think it's going to have to go in the front garden. I might be able to do a bit of editing to get it in the back garden. I don't know, but I do need a bit more. I don't know, colour-wise, it could go in a pot in my cottage garden display, but to be honest, we're a bit overrun with pots at the moment, so maybe not. Otherwise, there's going to be literally nowhere to walk in this garden soon, if I had my own way. So the first thing I'm going to do is go back into the front garden now and clear some more space, which I'm not going to film because there is some work going on next door but one, and there are workmen all over the place, and I'm a little shy, so I'm not going to be filming as I'm doing it, but I will be back here with you in a second when it's done. Also, I wanted to show you what Mark had done in here. He did a really good job of organising things. I mean, I did help a bit, tell him what I wanted to keep and what I didn't and things like that, but he did the physical graft as usual. So I thought I'd give you a little tour of what's in here. These are my jalapenos. They're not growing very fast, I must admit. They're a bit slow. I did buy them after I bought this Cheyenne chili, which is doing pretty well. It's a bit too tall. I need to find somewhere else for it. This is just a tray of foxgloves that couldn't get pricked out, and I don't know why I haven't got rid of them, because to be honest, I might plant them in a clump in the hope that something flowers from it next year. Just split them off and take some out. This is my Erigeron. It's looking really good. I really need to get some of this planted out now as well. I'm going to use this around the edges of the borders. Yeah, and my tomatoes, these are my hanging basket varieties. So we've got 2 Tumbling Tom Reds, 2 Tumbling Tom Yellows, and a couple of Tumblers, and they are growing bigger. They don't grow this big if you put them in hanging baskets, but because they're in bigger pots, deeper pots, they're growing really well, and hopefully, I mean, we do have tomatoes starting to form on a few of them. We've got some better ones in there, and yeah, they're doing okay. They're just drying out very fast in here, but if I put them outside they will get blight. That's the problem here. When I moved here I thought, because we've got this open aspect to the rear, I thought, oh, you know, we're not going to get things like blight because there's good airflow, but actually I was very wrong, and we do get blight because of the airflow, because it comes in on the wind. And these are some of the dwarf tomatoes. So we've got Audrey's Love Dwarf, and we've got the Antho Striped Dwarf. Is it Antho Striped Dwarf? I've just written Antho on, annoyingly. These are the ones that that the lovely Ali sent me. So yes, also what he did as well, moved the sofa around the other way so that I could have my cucumbers, because the cucumbers are doing really well, and I would normally have them in the greenhouse, but I also need you know, space for starting other seeds and things for later on, and so we've put them outside to see how they do. And yeah, I mean, they've only been out 12 hours, so it's a bit early to tell, but they seem to be doing okay. And then some more pots down here. Now look at this blue hydrangea that I paid extra money for to make sure it was blue. Look at the beautiful vibrant blue on that, isn't it stunning? I even put ericaceous compost in that. Had I known it was a white variety, I wouldn't have wasted my compost. It's still lovely. I love hydrangeas, but honestly, I wanted blue. So I'm going to give these a water, because this one is definitely needing it, and then I will go and get my shovel out, get my spade out rather, and get digging the garden. So I'm going to put these 3 caradonna here. Now they do get big, but this is an area that things always struggle in, and so I will probably plant all 3 for now, and hopefully we'll get a good display next year. But then at the end of next season, in the autumn, I'll probably want to move one, or at least one of them, if they do well, obviously. Because yeah, but I think it'll look nice. They'll look nice with the pink geranium, and obviously the antirrhinums and the foxgloves will not still be here next year, but the Acer atropurpureum, and that's Astrantia there, Astrantia florens. So yeah, hopefully it will look quite nice. I've got to show you the what they called, alströmerias. Let's look at the alströmerias. You see the orange ones over there? Let's go take a closer look. Look at them. I don't know the variety. Somebody once suggested to me that they could be a species variety, but they're absolutely immense this year. I'm going to pick some for cut flowers in the house, because they are a cut and come again type. And actually, when you deadhead them, or you cut them for flowers, you don't actually cut them. You do what you would do with rhubarb, and you pull them from the base, and that stimulates new growth. Now I'm not sure we want new growth, to be honest, because we've got so much. There's so many buds still to come. It's growing all up through the hydrangea, the pink hydrangea there. So I'm going to have to get in and sort it out later this year, but for now I'm just going to enjoy the absolutely beautiful flowers. And because I'm facing west at this moment, on an evening, the ones that grow taller than the fence, they absolutely look incredible, because they sort of glow in the sunset. Oh, just beautiful. Same with the Lac Ascending Rose, actually, because that's on this same side as well. They're quite a nice contrast with the red campion. And we've got this Lysimachia growing up, which I don't particularly love, but I do like the contrasting colours. So yes, the hosepipe's going over there in the corner because it is so dry I cannot dig. But yes, let's go sort that out. So the workman stopped for a little bit and I was able to film, and I changed my mind with this area, and I actually planted 2 Nepenthes and an Astilbe. And you may have seen that I took the snapdragons out in the end. They were lovely flowers but scrappy looking plants, and honestly I needed the space for the perennials. So the perennials have to take priority, I'm afraid, at this point, as it's unlikely they'll overwinter for a 3rd year. So I put some Astilbes dotted around the garden, and the Nemorosa caradonnas did go in here in the end. I took it out Aegeum there that wasn't really working. And here, look, this Naughty Melton Pastels was lovely, but it's got really bad powdery mildew, and so it's coming out. It self-seeds everywhere, so don't worry, there's plenty more. And it's got grass growing through it, but it took a lot of watering to be able to get the soil, the fork in the soil. Honestly, the whole ground was so dry, it needed watering. The Achillea here has fallen over and flopped onto everything. It's knocking the Peter down as well. So I decided to take that out. And with it, I took out the lupins. As lovely as they were, I will get some more for next year, don't worry. And I'll put them in a better place. So yes, this is how I left everything looking. A bit weedy. I did end up getting this bit planted up, but I didn't get to film it. So you will see that a little bit later on in this video. But I will film to show you how it all looks when I've finished planting up in the morning. I've just popped up to the allotment to water this morning, and some things are looking really good, and I'm going to show you those, and some things not so good. They've dried out. They've got blight as well. So yes, anyway, look at the bed. Look at that. I'm loving my little wheelbarrow, especially as that's in flower and looking beautiful. And it's not going to be the only one soon. Anyway, the thing I'm excited the most about is that my peas have sprouted. I did put tons of peas in here just so that they would definitely germinate. Yep, things are looking good. One of my dad's marrows is breaking free, so that's doing okay now because it didn't have a good start for some reason. My Gowrie squash, Swedes, I've had a little bit of a nibble, haven't they? But we'll see. Canadian wonder beans are looking much healthier now, and they're actually starting to flower, which is lovely. Courgettes, they're looking good. We've got some little ones coming on them. And the poppies are just lovely. Let's get a better shot. There you go. They're so pretty. I love these purple ones. I do love the red ones too, though. These potatoes are looking much healthier. Nicola's. This bed is still, yeah, chaotic. And I hadn't come up with the intention of doing any work. Let me show you this bed. This has got dwarf beanstone in it, and it's been dug in, so not too badly. But actually, is that a bean shoot? That looks like a bean shoot. So it's just, I did mulch it. I sowed the seeds and then I mulched over the top. So yeah, leeks have picked up since last time, which is funny because the weather is absolutely boiling yesterday and today and the rest of the week, I think. Oh man, why do people, not people, creatures have to dig my lettuces? Anyway, these are I need to take some spinach. It's bolting. I might let the ones that flower actually. Quite nice. Take some lettuce and some parsley. Maybe bindweed's winning, but we've got flowers. Things are looking good. Weedy, but good. And look at this. Oh, that's a nice one. Look at that. That's a beautiful colour next to the red. Ooh. I think some little creatures like these poppies. Oh, how amazing is that, honestly? No shortage of pollinators, but I think they probably don't want to be anywhere but in the poppies. And I've missed these weeds, but you know what? They're popular too. And the compost bin. That compost bin's the prettiest compost bin. Look at that poppy growing out of the wood there. Honestly, lovely. So, here. It's looking alright. Shasta daisies are on the way. Calendulas are doing really well. That geranium's still in full flower. Weeds are coming back, but that's expected. Oh, look at these. I'll have to find out what variety they were, because Dad sowed those. They're lovely. Really nice big flowers. I've taken the foxgloves out at home because they've finished now. But yeah. Oh. one of my eryngiums that I haven't planted. I might actually get that in the ground somewhere today. The blackcurrant sage. Sunflowers are growing really well. I could do to stake those. The borage is incredible. I mean, look at the size of the borage. I mean, I should have really given this more room. It has just exploded. Yeah. This one, thankfully, is a bit, well, it's couple together. A few of them are coupled together. I think next year I'll sow these direct into modules individually. I didn't sow these, I bought them as clumps of several plants in one pot. So I'll make sure they're just one plant at a time. Although I do love the fact, remember, that there's white and blue together. I think it looks incredible. Oh, calendula in and amongst. This is gonna do something soon. And over here, that sunflower, that scrappy little one's still, you know, it's doing all right and still growing. And I'm not really one for trying to grow the tallest sunflower. I just like to grow nice healthy ones. In fact, I often pinch them out so that you get more blooms rather than one strong one. I think they're great when they're tall, but I just would rather have more flowers. This is terracotta, this achillea. I've remembered now which one it is. I don't remember what this one is. I think it will be summer berries or summer pastels, one of those two. The fennel is growing up nicely. The hericium could do to be dead-headed. Obviously the club root is not bothering this because this is a brassica. The salvia, because I tied it in the way I did, it's looking a bit wonky. There's an eryngium at the back here. As it got caught and it's getting blown over a little bit. You can tell the way the wind's blowing in and pushing things out. The rose has got buds on, it's got lots of green fly on, but we'll let the ladybirds take care of that. And we've got the poppies from behind. I think the pot next to me has been abandoned. I'm not sure. Hope the plot holds as well anyway. But there's lots of beautiful poppies there. Yeah, that white salvia is quite nice as well. I've got one of those at home and it's looking nice. Loads of strawberries to harvest today again. Nobody wanted to eat them the other day though, except me. New courgettes are looking good. Everything's going to get a good thorough water. Oh, I've been and bought, because my brassicas got destroyed by the pigeons, I've been to my local nursery and there's not much left as I expected. But I got this red drumhead cabbage and I got this. So I'm not going to get time to plant them out today because I need to get the garden done at home and I've got other things to do at home. But I will put them in some water here and come and do it tomorrow. So this is what the polytunnel's looking like. I've got some feeling there's some tying in to do. Yep. And some side shooting and things. So I'm going to get on with that now and then I'll get things watered. It's Tuesday and it is a very warm day. We are having a heat wave here in the UK. It is not the week for gardening, let me tell you. But we've got to get on. So this morning I went to the allotment, as you've seen, to go and water. Then I was going to go water for a friend who's away. And the school called and my daughter had eaten a stone that they were concerned about because it was quite sharp looking. So I've had to take my daughter to A&E, get her checked out. She's fine. She's very, very happy. Even said the word doctor. And we were out within an hour. I know the NHS gets a lot of stick, but as the mother of a child with epilepsy and complex needs who has had a lot of visits to the various NHS departments, I have to say, for her, they've always been amazing. And this morning they were as well. It's not very easy with a non-verbal child to get medical care because you don't always know what's wrong. You just know something's wrong. But yeah, it's amazing. Anyway, she'll still do it again. She's a little monster. Anyway, I also went to a garden centre. What's wrong with me? What's wrong with me? Anyway, the reason I went is because I was planting up yesterday and I had a couple of gaps and I didn't really have anything that I liked for that area. And look, I mean, I've got a type, haven't I? salvias, veronicas, nepetas, and now lavenders. I have a white lavender that's looking really lovely, and I have some regular lavenders. And this one is Lavender Loddon Pink, and it says dense evergreen mound of highly aromatic foliage, charming and unusual pink blossom produced on upright stems throughout mid to late summer. A compact growing variety, enjoys a sunny, well-drained site. Also a good pot grower. Well, you're not going in a pot, mate, you're going in the garden. So I saw this and I was like, I love that, and I do absolutely love the smell of lavender. It's absolutely beautiful. So that's very nice. It is more of a, it's pinky lilac, I'd say. But then also I saw something else. Oh, and that was £7.50. And then I saw this, another salvia, but a different type this time. I've had this one before and it is a lovely one. This is Salvia Greggii Icing Sugar, and this is like a really nice pink. It's quite bright pink, and this will yes, I've got a spot for this. That will look really nice as well. There were a few things that were nice and in flower now. I mean, the lavender's in flower now, and it says late summer, but I would imagine it'll be done soon. So I did buy the lavender for the spot I've actually bought the salvia for, so the lavender will go somewhere else. But I also have spots where I want to put more of the Coreopsis Golden Joy, because I've been dotting those in and about as well, because they're quite small at the moment. And then I want to get in and plant up a load of Verbena bonariensis, just dot them in between things, and some more Erigeron kavinskianus. I want to put that around the edges. And yeah, and there is other things as well. I mean, there's a few things that have been in the pot so long that they're not looking amazing, and to be totally honest with you, they might not make it, but we'll see. I have some delphiniums that are going to flower soon, but they're looking really scrappy, so I might actually just put those into medium-sized pots, let them flower, cut them back, and then think about planting them out in autumn. And if I put them in pots, I can dot them in between my pot arrangements, because I haven't got any nice pots left, so they might just have to sit at the back somewhere, you know. So I think we might do that. But I'm going to get out of the greenhouse first, because man, it is 42 degrees in here. What am I even doing? Let's get out. It's Wednesday afternoon and we are bang smack in the middle of a heat wave, and I am suffering. My God, I've just popped out to record this video, but I'm going straight back in the house in a moment. Then I've got to go water for my friend again. So I haven't done any gardening today, and I'm not planning on it. I'll just do the watering that I need to do later on this evening when it cools down a little bit. If it cools down a little bit, it's currently 31 degrees, but it's so humid and sticky. It's awful. It's awful. It looks beautiful, but everything is, yeah, I don't think the plants enjoy it this hot. Anyway, but I'm going to quickly show you around, show you what's what, and then I will love you and leave you. Let's have a look around before I go. And this is how it currently is now after a good water. Still haven't put the Erigeron in, but I'll do that next week. So yeah, the snapdragons came out. We've still got a yellow one growing up through the Acer. I think that might need to come out actually, because it's growing very close to the base of the Acer. We've got the Thalictrum delavi, if you can just see that behind the pink geranium. Yeah, we've got 4 in there. They grow quite tall now. I'm a little concerned about where I've put them, because the slugs do love them, and this area where the Japanese anemones are, that's where we get a lot of snails and slugs living. Yeah, the Alstroemeria, I've harvested some flowers a few times now, given some away, and I've got loads in my house. We put the Astilbe and the Caradonna, Salvia Caradonna there. I am toying with the idea of removing the hydrangeas at the end of the season. I'll be honest with you, they take up a lot of space and they are no good for pollinators. As much as I love it, it's getting very, very big for this space. But I'm going to think about that for the next couple of months. In here we've got the sea hollies, we've got the lark ascending roses looking lovely. And at the back there I put some more Thalictrums. I put the Thalictrum Anne. I've uncovered the Geranium Roseanne, and here this is where I did the most of the planting. So we've got that new Salvia and the Verbena Bampton at the end. I've just dotted things in, to be honest, and so it's going to look a little bit sparse at the moment, but things will pick up. There's a Verbascum there that in the heat was looking pretty poor, but I'm going to deadhead everything and hopefully they will come back up. But that verbascum doesn't look much there because it's all dried out, but it is beautiful. I think it's Country Charm, but it wasn't labelled. It was just at B&M, wasn't labelled. And in here, yeah, I've put a Coreopsis, and I put the heuchera that we got on holiday a few weeks ago. Still need to deadhead Gertrude here, but look how pretty she is. Her scent is incredible. If you're looking for a climber that has a good scent, she's your girl. Beautiful. This area is a bit chaotic still. We've got Rebecca coming up, and we've got this lovely salvia that my dad nicked a cutting of from somewhere. That's the white lavender. It's very pretty. It's quite delicate. And then we've got an Apeta in there and a Coreopsis. I've just dotted these Coreopsis around all over the place. I don't normally particularly love Coreopsis. I find it a little hard to keep up to the deadheading when they really get established, but it's pretty. Rose Campion's looking nice. And yeah, the GMs, at the time I'm doing this voiceover, the GMs have really gone over, so they need cutting back. It's very hard to walk around this part without standing on them. But yeah, it's not perfect, but it's getting there. And things are looking good. The Astrantia florences are going to flower soon. There's the Caradonna as well. The Caradonnas will get really big, so yeah. Japanese anemones are taking over. I need to thin those down. And I am going to dig up some of the Alstroemeria at the end of the season so that I can give my parents some. Oh, and I want to show you my little flowering pot because I really love this. So we've got a mix of different things. We've got Verbena, Osteospermum, Antirrhinums. These are my hanging baskets. They're not looking great this year. The particular spot they're in here, the side of the house, is very, very windy. These are straw flowers that self-seeded from last year. I've put some cosmos in with them. But you can see the hanging baskets grow a little bit misshapen because of the wind, and they dry out really, really quickly in this spot as well. This is kind of Holding Bay Alley where I put things that have flowered and gone over. And yeah. And then this is how the back garden is looking. Got my washing on the line. One thing about heat wave, you can get your washing dried fast. So, the sweet peas are in flower. Need to pick them actually, because we've got a few pods coming. Ready? Pelargoniums are looking lovely. The dahlias, this is Boom Boom White, that's coming out. Actually, I think that might look nice over in this section, because as much as I love this, there's not a great deal of colour variety. The dianthus are coming into flower now, so there will be a little bit more colour. And the buddleia will do its thing eventually, and I think that's like a reddy yellowy colour. Oh, look at the geranium roseanne there. The petals are starting to struggle with the heat. My hanging basket has not done great with the heat. I've been watering it regularly, but the Nepeta is not happy. Could do it a deadhead. Get that rose has been cut back a little bit. This is a beautiful rose. This is New Dawn. This is the first flower on the peach melba, which is beautiful and it smells lovely. Antirrhinum's going to come into flower. We've got a couple of pinks and a yellow in this pot. This is like the one at the front garden. It's obviously looking a little bit dry again. The Alyssum at the back's not looking so great. This is another New Dawn rose. This one is the same as the one in the large pot. This is Mediterranean, this dahlia. But yeah, everything's looking a little bit... They've been watered early this morning, but they're drying out already. But like I said, I'm going to put some of these in pots just so that they'll flower. I can enjoy them and dot them about in between things, and then I can plant them out in the autumn. Although where, I have no idea. cucumbers. Oh, I've got one we can nearly harvest there. I just wait till the tips are a bit more rounded. The greenhouse, I don't even want to go in, I'm scared. Let's see how hot it is in here. I think it's died. Clear. Oh, it's boiling hot. No, I think we'll put that in the shade. See if it starts working again. It's not doing anything, it just says error. Okay, yeah. Maximum 488, 188. Tomatoes, they've had a really good water as well. Everything's watered in here. But yeah, washing's out on the line. I'm getting through that really fast today. So yes, I'm very happy with how this is looking. I think one of my next jobs is to take out this Naughtia Macedonica, because as lovely as it's been, it's falling over the salvia. There is an Achillea at the back here, and there's my jasmine. So I think to give room, I think another Naughtia that needs to come out, because that's finishing now. And it's going to get the mildew the same, they always seem to do. Look at the Rose Campion, looking good. Got that Salvia Rose Marvel, that's a lovely one. I need to get in and deadhead some of these bits as well. I can't remember what this one is, but I really like it too. Yeah. What I want to do, I want to just reduce the brunner a little bit by taking some of the less variegated leaves off, because they tend to be more prolific. It produces the variegated ones more quickly and more efficiently, so if you take the plainer ones down, it will produce more of the silvery ones, which is the ones we want really. It's why we get that variety. You can see how dry everything's looking. I'm just going to get a watering can and water the Roseanne actually, because that is particularly dry. But yeah, considering the heat, I'm quite happy. Right, that's it for me today. Thank you so much for being with me this week. If you have enjoyed today's video, please consider subscribing. I'd love to see you come back. I hope you manage to stay cool in this weather. And yeah, see you next time. Bye for now.